Hey everyone, just coming through with a 4-hour update on Sol Trade. It seems to be going up to those liquidity areas that we thought in the 180s, so that's good. It got really sticky around 179 and and it was yesterday as well. So I thought I'd look a day ahead at the monthly close and just see if there's any kind of reason why that area is so important right now. And then I thought, why not? Let's actually run you through exactly how we do that. So we've got our monthly chart. We know it closes in 19 hours. So first thing we're going to want to do is find out where our trends exist. So we're going to cycle through these candles, ignoring ones where the body touches the line, moving to the next one. Going to start at that point, array to the next one. Start there to the next one. And this corner's touching up here, so it's actually this one down here becomes the next trend touch point. And that looks good. You've had a sweep. It's been respected on the retest. So that's our current support trend on the monthly. So let's do the same thing for the top side. So cycle through these to there, there. Yep, cool. Okay, so you see we skip this one because the corner's touching. So we go straight to this one. Always just attaching to the wicks. So there we go. There we go. And only to yellow candles for the top side trend and your blue ones for the bottom. So that normal trend actually takes us all the way up to all-time high because that's your free and clear candle there. And so then we've got some candles down here that will be interior trends. So that's an interior trend, yellow to yellow, and that's an interior trend there. Okay. So what we want to do now is we want to look for our range trends. So these are normal trends that we've just put in here. This one at the bottom actually qualifies pretty much as a range trend, but not too worried about that. That's right at the bottom of the chart. So let's have a look. So we want a hold level that was left behind, revisited, candle closed yellow. So that's that candle there into that hold level there. That's a range trend. Okay, range trends don't move. Now that explains quite a bit right there. That would be why our price is very sticky around here. So this the range trend represents the range that it is the origin of it. So that's this range here. So for this trend here is sticky because it's kind of like the same thing as trying to break this range here, which it's tried to do that before and it's never really been able to do that, but it's having another go at it. So we've got a hold level here on the bottom. We've got a candle that closed into a yellow, so we've got a range trend through there. And so you can see that was the basis of the range. This is the top of the range, and this is now trying to crack out of the top of the range. So that's looking pretty good. That's gives us a bit of higher time frame meaning to why we're sort of stuck around this 179, 180 area. Also what that could mean for tomorrow, because when that candle closes, it's a break of the interior normal trend, and it will shift the interior normal trend to there. So what's going to happen is it's going to want to target a level when that happens. So the hold level is here. It's already been touched by the wick here, so so that's probably not going to be the target. The break level is up here, so it's going to want to look for that 1 month break. And because we've actually hit these hold levels, because we've hit these break levels on the bottom when we dived into the trend, and because we've subsequently broken a trend when we broke that, so we hit these levels on the bottom, we broke this trend, we started moving up, we've effectively created an origin level as well. So our target may actually then become that, which is the 2021 origin. So this is the 1 month origin. So from here, there's really only a couple of things that can happen. We've got a 1 month hold level down here. We've got the possibility, like the bearish possibility, is we actually just close completely under this trend. Like we pull back, we close quite clearly underneath it, and then we hit it and we just go down. Right? So that is possible. that'll sort of be something you'd want to look at the lower time frame for. I mean, it may be very obvious anyway, depending on how much that pulls back, if it does pull back in the next 19 hours. But certainly once we hit this day here, if we're sitting down here, then you could look at, say, a strike of that trend and a rejection back to the hold level, and those two would then have a bit of choppy fight, pretty big choppy fight. Like it's going to be like a $24 choppy fight as it goes up and down until one side breaks or the other side breaks. But that would be the bearish possibility. But as you can see, it's at that trend now, and it's not really, it's not running away, like it's not disappearing off like it did the last time it hit it over here. In fact, it's actually got right through it there and come back down. So it's looking pretty strong. Now, we still have a lot of time frames that point down, and for all of those to actually be completed, I think the smarter choice is that they close over this trend tomorrow and then they do the dive. So that makes it a liquidity grab rather than a downtrend. So if they close up here somewhere above this trend tomorrow, then this would be your most, I say bullish because the advantage to us is that we could then get buy prices all the way down here and run them all the way up to there. That would be, or probably even there. Okay, so I would like that to happen. That would be great. Charts don't always do what you want them to do, but there's a pretty good chance that is a possibility on the table. The other option, which I guess you'd argue is more bullish, but not as profitable for us, is that it just bounces the top of that trend and goes. So the reason this is not great, like not what I really want to see, is because I can't open a position with as much risk and as much size if it bounces here and starts heading this way, because there is the possibility it rolls over, that comes back down here, then goes. And that's a real trap for longs. You start longing this and then comes back for what you think might just be a retest, but it actually just comes through it. So it comes down here, tests the hold, then goes. That's where you sort of get, because you've got things like these lower time frame daily levels, etc., sort of up in here. So it might this and go like this up to that sort of daily level, and people pile in, and then this. So we don't really want that, and because that is a possibility, the risk applied in this position, if we don't do that retrace, I will be keeping that a bit smaller. But yeah, if we do get our the perfect entry would just be that. And if we get that tomorrow, or we start to move towards that tomorrow, then yeah, that'll be a pretty good run. It's about time we had a decent move, some kind of $50, $80 move. And yeah, so that's the 4-hour update, which is probably more about tomorrow than it is today. But as for the if we just zoom in on these little wee goings on at the moment, as you can see, we took our liquidity. We've got back up above this area here, and we're still just targeting 184, 186, 191, 195, which is the daily resistance, and then a double top maybe up here at 206. But at this stage, if it goes too far from that line and we close tomorrow, it probably just comes back anyway. So I'm still just same plan, just take some TPs as we come up here, particularly if we get a bit of fast movement over this area, because I still think that area was just purposely constructed like that to get people fooled into having stop losses there, and it's probably you probably get a wick similar, maybe just something like that. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And if that does happen, then we TPing some of my position. Okay, cool. All right. Well, yeah, smash the like, subscribe. The little goal for me is to get to 500 subs on here. So anything we can do to make that happen would be awesome. And then if we do that, we could probably look at kicking in some live trading or something else. If you got any ideas, just smash them in the comments. All right, catch you later.